The Untold Adventures of Biao. Season 1. Episode 11. On a gloomy day, Mr. Vu's house was lit with silent lights. Outside on a big tree, a small black shadow quietly opened its bright eyes and stared at the house in silence. Its shaggy black feather was dimly lit by the lights of Mr. Vu. This soul-revoking owl all night kept looking silently at that house. Didn't know what happened to Mr. Vu's small house. Mr. Vu just arrived at the house not long ago, carried a large wooden box with a cheerful expression. It seemed that his mood was very good. After seeing Mr. Vu coming back, the wife immediately asked him where he went from noon, not until evening that he would return. Probably that Mr. Vu went fishing again, that she believed. "I'm back already. You know me well. Let's see what I got today." Mr. Vu's small house had only 3 people: Mr. Vu, his wife, and a 5-year-old grandchild. His son was working in the city and the income was quite good. There was also an orchard, so the life of Mr. Vu didn't seem bad. The wife asked him if because he caught a lot of fish that made him so happy. The kid in the house heard the voice of grandparents. He rushed to meet them. Mr. Vu was regularly free and had no hobbies other than fishing. That day, he had good luck, caught a whole barrel of fish. So he was happy to bring it home. The fish that were still alive and swam in the wooden barrel turned out to be catfish. Their heads were raised to breathe with a wide mouth, and their eyes were poking out across the room to see where was the last place before going to reincarnate. But that day, because Mr. Vu came back home late, he had to move the reincarnation day for the fish to the next day. His wife finished cooking already, so the 3 prepared to eat. "Let's eat now. Tomorrow, let's make fish early. Unless they will die and are spoiled." In the middle of the meal, his wife asked again where he had gone fishing, that coming back too late. She did not want him to go fishing late because of being old already. She was afraid that it would be dangerous at night. "Don't worry about it. Today, I have a good catch, so I forgot the time." The old man happily took a sip of wine, then told her about the fishing trip. From noon, Mr. Vu cycled around the banks of the Huang Ni River in the west of the village. Along the way, he found Mr. Gong and his son were at a big tree. Mr. Vu greeted them and continued to cycle towards the river bank. Those days, Mr. Vu was quite busy because his garden just came to harvest season for the first time. Having not gone fishing for many days, he hastily left the bike and went to the riverbank to fish as he arrived. Mr. Vu carefully hooked the bait and waited quietly. But this time it was boring because of sitting for a long time without any fish biting. Actually, Mr. Vu also understood the reason. In this era of economic development, houses and factories were built. There was not only the waste from houses but also factories. As people outnumber fish, fishing was no longer easy. Mr. Vu sighed and continued to wait silently. This time it looked like he was training this old body more mentally. Although he thought so, no one went fishing without wanting to catch big fish. Mr. Vu was thinking wildly, looking at this ripple-free river surface, then suddenly transmitted a sound from afar. Mr. Vu looked in the direction of the sound. Something jumped on the water in the river not far away, then fell down, creating a small ripple. Based on his own experience, Mr. Vu was sure that there may be big fish over there. He quickly took it and walked over there. Mr. Vu put the wooden bucket beside, let go of the fishing rod and waited again. He also did not hope much. These days, the fish were very alert. Regardless of using a rod, even using a net was hard to catch. He looked for a big rock to sit on and did not think more. Unexpectedly, just waiting for a while, it felt something heavy. Mr. Vu was sure that the fish was biting. Not only that, but he also believed that this was not a small fish. Tired of reeling, finally, he pushed up a fish about 1 meter long, and it was rough black. Mr. Vu looked carefully for a while. Turning out it was a catfish. Starting with the first fish, he didn't even have time to sit down. When he could just casting for a while, the fish would bite again. Mr. Vu was continuously hooking the bait and casting again. Just like that, for a long time without aware that it was dark already. Mr. Vu was so passionate that he forgot all the time. It was already past 7 o'clock when he was about to get home. This catfish is usually at the bottom of the river. They are rarely gathered in a group. I don't know why today is so many. The wife had no more comment with Mr. Vu. About to eat, the nephew who had complained of starving before just sat silently without eating. He trembled as he looked at his grandfather. The eyes were filled with fear. The grandmother asked why the grandchild did not eat, then she followed his nephew's eyes. She was shocked and almost dropped the bowl. Just a moment ago, Mr. Vu still talked and laughed, but now he bowed his head, covered his face, and cried. He looked like a woman with resentment. She stayed with Mr. Vu for half of her life, never seen him like this before. At this moment, Mr. Vu's eyes were wet with tears, his hands covered his mouth, and his expression awkwardly speechless. Mr. Vu's wife felt strange. Just talking and laughing not long ago, why he suddenly cried out. She asked a few questions but he did not answer, then she leaned over to him. But unexpectedly, Mr. Vu immediately retreated backward, shouting a panic. The sound was both soft and resonant. Normally, Mr. Vu's personality was quite strong. He never acted shy in his whole life, even if he was joking. But now, he seemed to transform into a girl. The more she looked, the more it made her skeptical and scary. "Don't touch me. Don't come over here. Who are you? Why do you treat me like that? I died very tragically." Mr. Vu's wife knew that her husband should have been haunted by the devil. She immediately dragged her nephew, who sat trembling of fear, looking for Mr. Gong. Unexpectedly, since sunset as seeing the soul-revoking owl in front of Mr. Vu's house, Mr. Gong knew that there was a problem with this house, so he waited. Hearing screams in the house, he immediately entered. "Mrs. Vu, there's no need to look for us. Here we are. Heroes often show up at critical times. Stop saying bullshit. Get out of the way." Mr. Gong brought Biao to meet Mr. Vu. Although he had prepared mentally beforehand, he was still amazed. As a neighbor who knew each other for a long time, he never saw such a shy expression of Mr. Vu. Mrs. Vu was so worried, asked Mr. Gong why her husband turned out like this. Just like that, she was afraid that he would die. At this time, Mr. Vu saw 2 more strangers entering the house, so scared that he huddled into the corner and shouted, "Who are you? It's so scary. Don't come over here." Biao saw the look of Mr. Vu. Even though feeling poor for him, still couldn't help laughing at it because of seeing a strong old Mr. Vu of the normal day but being so shy at that moment. "Dad, I think Mr. Vu is also very cute." Less crap. Mr. Gong had a plan. He asked Mr. Vu's wife where Mr. Vu went today and what he did to determine the origin of the things in Mr. Vu's body. Mr. Vu was haunted already. Where did he go today? Mrs. Vu has not answered yet. Her little grandchild, being worried and scared, spoke immediately. He said that there was a female ghost. He saw the ghost followed Mr. Vu since he arrived at home. Biao followed his father for a long time, so he already knew that pure childish eyes could see the ghost for real. Biao immediately asked the child. Biao asked the kid again. The kid replied that the ghost was on Mr. Vu at that moment. The kid said that since his grandmother was cooking, he was already hungry. So he kept waiting at the window, waiting for his grandfather to come home. When his grandfather came home, at first, the child felt nothing out of the ordinary. But by the time his grandfather entered the house, he suddenly found someone was on the back of the bicycle.